turn to page 2 for the blessing over the candles. I would like to invite Ellen Shakin to lead us over the blessings for the candles and the fruit of the vine.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu and page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine.
Amen. L'chaim. Take a drink, if you like. Thank you.
And I would like to invite the veterans that are here to please rise for a blessing, if anyone here is a veteran. Misha berach avoteinu ve'imotenu, God who blessed our mothers and fathers, bless all the veterans among us and all who stand guard to protect our nation. May God grant our veterans long life and happiness and many more years of blessing, contentment, strength, and well-being, keeping them free from all anxieties and ills. May the Eternal One guard you and deliver you from every affliction and trouble, and bless all your endeavors. On this Veteran Day 2022, we want to take the time to acknowledge all that you have done for us. We want to thank you for serving our country and protecting our nation. Thank you for all the sacrifices you have made in order for us to be safe and at peace. May Adonai our God bless you and keep you, for you have served our nation. May your courage continue to guide you, and may Adonai guard your coming and going in life with shalom, with peace and wellness and wholeness. And let us say, Amen. And please remain standing as we're singing Lecha Dodi on page 20, because there is something, a small token to show our gratitude.
Shabbat
And we turn to page 29 to read together on the top of the page. There is one who sings the song of his own life, finding everything within himself. There is one who lives the circle of herself and sings the song of her people. There is one whose voice rings with the song of humanity, hoping for the highest perfection. And there is one who rises even higher, uniting with all creatures, with all worlds, filling the universe with song. Please rise as we turn to page 28 for the Baruch. Together on the top of page 31. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and seasons glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of time and light, you guide the current of day into night, as heaven spans to infinity. You set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Amariv Aravim.
Turns
turn to page 34 for the calling of the Shema. Please be seated.
You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And these words which I command you understand shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes, and you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
And we turn to the bottom of page 39 to read responsively. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Through our failings, though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then we shall rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. We turn the page to our freedom song, Michamocha. Michamocha ba'ilim Adonai, Michamocha b'dar kodesh, Michamocha ba'ilim Adonai, We move from this outpouring of joy and hope, of song and of dance as Moses and Miriam lead us in that incredible burst of song of Micha Mocha. And then we are standing in the wilderness and we are calling out to God for protection, for guidance. And so we come to our prayer Hashkivenu on the top of page 43. Let there be love, that with God's guiding us in the Torah, following us by day in a cloud, surrounding us by fire at night, ensuring that we're always protected with God's Sukkot Shalom. May we carry that Sukkot Shalom with us. May we extend that Sukkot Shalom outward through our love. Please join together with us. On the following page, we experience a drastic contrast to our call for protection. In this moment, we are joyful. We are delighting in the celebration of Shabbat, and what composer Michael Isaacson does, he creates a refrain that is very rhythmic to echo that joy and delight. It will come back again and again, and you can even sing it en la, so you don't have to worry about getting stuck with the words. And I hope that you'll join with us on the bottom of page 44. Yes,
rise as we turn to page 46 for the tefillah.
Adonai, sifatai tifta, ufi agin tehilatecha. Adonai, lift up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha-El Hagadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imarot, U'Mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, L'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim berofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar, Michal mocha bal gevurot, Umidol elach, Melech memit umechayem, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol, Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim kol yom yahalalucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated as we turn to page 61 for the prayer for peace. Please join me as we read together. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, our eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Olam, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Olam, Tasim Le'olam. Yatahu Melech
We turn to page 253 for the Misha Berach, the prayer for courage and strength and healing in our lives. We think in our hearts and we name all those that we know that need healing and courage and strength as we join together singing Misha Berach. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
There are rare moments in the reading of the Torah where you feel that the Torah portion was written thinking of our own problems today. So many times you read the Torah and it's so far away from our lives, but there are those moments that you feel not only the holiness and the sacredness and the divine that is in the Torah, but also that is the message that we need to hear today. And the beginning of our Torah portion is one of those rare moments. It speaks about a clash of two ideas, two narratives, two things that are essential to our lives, where when Avraham, our first ancestor, the person who established our family, our people, our tradition, is faced with a dilemma. He has to choose between two things that are essential to his life. And he doesn't blink even for 1 second. He makes the choice, giving us a lesson and a message that is so relevant for us today. So what happens in the first 2 or really 3 verses of our Torah portion? The Torah portion begins that God appears before Abraham, and we want to hear the message. The story is that Abraham is recuperating from illness in the entrance to his tent, and all of a sudden God appears, and we're expecting a revelation. We want to hear what God has to say to Avraham. Avraham has 7 revelations. That should be one of them. But then the second verse makes the dilemma. 3 total strangers that Abraham never saw in his life appear at the same time. So there is a dilemma. Should Abraham attend to the strangers that he did not invite but showed up anyways? Or should Abraham attend to God, who already appeared before him a few times, and hear what's the message of God to him? Well, Abraham runs to the strangers, asks them if he can wash their feet, which is a sign of honor and servitude, tells Sarah, his wife, to take out the best flour and cook cookies for them, slaughters a bull, or however you call it in English, the best meat that he had, and prepares a meal for them. And for 9 verses, we just hear about how Abraham served his guests. Now, the most important Jewish philosopher and lawmaker in our history, Maimonides, together with the rabbis in the Talmud, the backbone of our tradition, are saying the following on that moment. They're saying that the way that Abraham acts is showing us that showing hospitality for total strangers surpasses receiving the divine presence. And they're quoting our Torah portion. They're telling us that when there is a clash between a spiritual moment where God reveals itself to you with a message and attending to human beings that you don't know, that you never met, that are total strangers, human beings come first. How much more people that you do know, but even total strangers. May we all learn from Abraham and act like Abraham and remember that human beings always come first. And it doesn't matter what's their ethnicity. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter what's their political views, whether they're red or blue. Or I don't think that there's white in politics. It doesn't matter what's their religious belief. May we all come to the point that we can rise up to this lesson of Abraham in our country that is so torn between red and blue that we forget that every person is first and foremost a human being that needs our attention. Shabbat Shalom.
I think in that spirit we should sing America the Beautiful, which you'll find on your song sheets.
Please rise as we turn to page 283 for the Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shaber la'adon ha'ol, la'teikinu la'le'oser bereshit, shehu sam chelkeinu le'ached et shemo, v'gor aleinu l'hamlich malchuto, va'anachnu korhim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, malchei malachim, hakadosh baruch hu, v'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, le'melech
Please be seated. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. On this Shabbat, we remember especially Stanley Frager, Jose Maza, Raymond Allen Sr., Lee Harrow, Connie Healy, Arthur Fleischaker, Gail Herman, Deborah Kerr, Louis Shapiro, Alta Sobel, Molly Cohen, Frida Katz, George Matalo, Dorothy Rubin, Bernard Rubinstein, Louis Radman, Isidore Zaller, Sholem Charnia, Yetta Suzanne, Sarah Weintraub, Louis M. Levy, Lane Norton, Mildred Radin, Inez Siegel, Cassie W. Silverstein, Evan Silverstein, Samuel Lippi, Lois Mann, Sol Rosinski, Regina Schulwolf, Hannah Bloom, Julius Fabricant, Herman Marks, Andrea Moss, Homer Sobel, William Wenker, and in recent days, Jerry Haskell, Dr. Henry Glick. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. With the blessed memories from our loved ones, we rise as we turn to page 294 to say together the Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה. May the memory of our loved ones come to be a blessing and a benediction to us all. Amen. Our closing song is on page 376, God Bless America.
Let us all be grateful.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat
Everyone is invited to a Oneg Shabbat, which is blue and red and white. You will see in the Heidemann auditorium prepared for us by the Women of Reform Judaism. And please say Shabbat Shalom to someone you never met before. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.